Hey Pokemon fans, Draspee here, and that was an amazing episode we just had. Wow, episode 22. I was a little disappointed about the teases, but I mean, like, what do you expect from a tease? But anyway, let's go over this in chronological order, because we need to keep our thoughts ordered and stuff. So, from the beginning, we see Ash doing his awesome training between Pikachu and Greninja. I mean, Greninja, I'm just surprised at Greninja. Like, with Protein, I can see how that would work, even. Although he was using a water type move, so I don't see how that would work. But wow, I think Greninja has really added a lot to Ash's team. And then Pikachu's new Electro Ball attack has a lot of potential to really work up on Ash's strat as far as the speed thing goes. And then in the ways of but then we get to the thing where Serena's like, "Hey, Ash, whoa, get a towel. You're going to get a cold." Well, he gets a cold. Well, more like a fever. But anyway, he gets sick. And of course, he goes to Serena, and he's like, "Hi, hi." And it's just, I expected him to say something, but, like, seriously? Iron Tail? I mean, like, really, Ash? Really? I was He didn't even like say I'm sick or I need your help or I'm sorry, I'm sick. But no, he just up and like why did he even go to her is my question. I mean, I'm a little happy that he went to her, but I'm just wondering if like I'm a little curious as why Ash went to her and said Iron Tail. Like what was going through his mind. I mean, I can see why he'd be a little delirious cuz he had a fever, but I think maybe we can take this as a hint that about something in his mind. Because when you're delirious, you don't exactly act the best way possible, like in the way that is necessarily the most, but you tend to act according to what you have in your mind, but not in a sane way. So him approaching Serena and saying Iron Tail, we could see that maybe as a hint. I don't know. It was like really weird in my opinion. It was like really lame. I mean, I think it was funny. I don't get me wrong there. I thought that was pretty funny. And Serena's reaction to that was priceless. But besides from that, I'm just a little confused to the Iron Tail bit. And then we move on. We send the two slowest people to go grab medicine. I mean, Clement and Bonnie. I mean, seriously, you should have like sent Serena or something, or like Greninja, and they would have been like there in a flash. And then, of course, we have that weird sequence with Meowth's dream. That was like, oh my goodness. I actually, for a moment there, was really excited because I thought, oh wait, is Team Rocket going to be Commando again? But no, it was just Meowth's day of dreams. It was still a nice sequence. Although to see when Jimmy appears and Team Rocket, that was like, it was just like, hey, just like all that random stuff. He is like such Jimmy. Oh man, okay, I have to take a second how I feel about Jimmy just as a character. He is just so like he's like such a rock star, but in a way that's almost comical. But like not like comical isn't like he's like it's just like he's like super rock star-ish. Like everything about him is rock star to the nth degree. It's like wow. And then but yeah, that I kind of liked that sequence. It was like oh my goodness. I think he was looking yeah, the Team Rocket's like, "Oh my gosh. Really? Do we have to put up with this guy?" So they move on, and then we have the battle. I think Team Rocket cues him in on that. So luckily, Serena goes to his place. But the funny thing is, no one seemed to know the difference, like at all. Like she literally steps in, puts on Ash's clothes, walks out, and he's like, "Oh, it's Ash," and it's like, "No, it's not Ash." Oh man, but that guy Jimmy, wow. I mean, that battle was pretty impressive. I would say I was really impressed by Serena's skills. Oh man, I really think Jimmy. My hope. I don't want Jimmy to become one of those characters that like we meet up with every once in a while. I know he's definitely going to be in the next episode. Well, I'll get into that later. But as far as Jimmy goes, he's like a really fun character of the day, I think. I don't really want him to be like for a long duration of time. Like I can see him for maybe 1 or 2 episodes and then he never comes back. Like what I want to be a recurring character is like that character from last episode, Bonnie's future. And but then again, seeing what happened with Teen Care shipping, I am a little doubtful that she will come back. Although maybe we can have it implied that maybe she will. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen with that. So as far as Jimmy and Serena do their battle, Serena's doing pretty boss for like apparently wow, she had pretty good battling skills. Ash comes out, thanks her, finishes things off after Team Rocket comes in. Oh man, but that karaoke, that scene where Team Rocket was singing, I just that was probably the best of the XY series. Team Rocket come in. Like I loved that. Not because it was like cool or anything, but just how comical it all was. It really like took Team Rocket's like I don't like it when they try to be mock cool because you know they aren't. It kind of like it kind of like undermines them in a way when they try to be cool because they can't really pull it off. But then when you see something like that and they just come in and just all they're all super funky about it. It's the best way I can put it. That was really weird. Everyone's just like, wait, what? And then Meowth in the Kanemo and the lipstick is like, wow. And like Clement's just like, okay, and so is everyone else. And just, oh man. So yeah, Serena definitely was very, very there for Ash. We got to see a lot of dedication from her and just the Team Rocket, like everybody was really into their roles, I would say, in that episode, with the exception of Ash. Ash was kind of out of commission for that episode. That episode, I feel like, really was centered around Team Rocket, Serena, and Jimmy. Like, I feel like the fever and delirium was really just a context for us to zoom in and kind of test how Serena would act in a situation where she had to care for Ash. And she did it very well, I would say. I mean, this, I would say, probably proves depth of, like, this isn't just kind of like, oh, and then, like, kind of falls apart when she actually has to do something. She actually, like, up to that test. Because I think that is definitely a test to see if someone actually loves someone else's. Are you willing to, you know, do work for them, essentially? Are you willing to serve them? Are you willing to love them? And yes, in Serena's case, she definitely is. She's willing to do things that aren't necessarily her favorite thing to do, like battling and such. Like in every other battle she's had, I think this is kind of the thing with Serena, they don't finish. And like even Team Rocket was surprised by Serena's cross dress. I think that is funny. The masters of disguise of the anime are completely surprised by Serena. Anyway, and then we get on to the interesting sequence afterwards. You know, they just completely destroy the Team Rocket ship. But I was wondering, is like the thing that I don't get is what is up with the whole like Jimmy and Serena sequence at the end. Like I get everything else that happens, like the Magikarp on the side of the thing. That's not a thing that you should be surprised about if you've been watching the anime from the beginning. Or heck, not even from the beginning, if you've been watching the anime at all. And it's like, oh, yeah. So there's like a lot of things about that just make sense. Like everything about that show made sense up until the end. I've rewatched the sequence from several times, and from the best I can tell, the reason she's blushing and has the glitteriness in her eyes is because she's like, "Oh, thank you," because she really likes Jimmy's compliments. Because she's like, "Oh, thanks." She like thought he was gonna be mad probably, and he's like, "Oh, sweet, you did this. That's great." And she's like, "Oh, thank you." And that was really touching. in my sense, like what he did. That was really nice. But, needless to say, there was a little, just the end though. I mean, like, she could be, I won't rule out the possibility that maybe there's starting to be a thing. Serena's maybe a little into Jimmy. I won't rule out the possibility. I am not denying that that could be a possibility. But I'm saying it could just be that she is. Now, like, okay, you can take my opinion on this with a grain of salt because I am an Amore shipper. Ever since that date episode and a little bit before that, I have been a firm Amore shipper believer. I believe that Serena and Ash will get together and they will be, just an awesome couple. But since that is not currently the case, I have to assume that this is always up for the end as far as them breaking up. So, my conclusion is that it's possible Jimmy might be. It really all depends on what happens in the future, I guess. Like, it doesn't look like he's going to be sticking around for long, if at all. He might even be, leaving, right in the beginning, or we might not even see him the next episode. So I'd say a lot of this depends on X, Y, and Z episode 23. Like, what role Jimmy plays, what role Jimmy plays in the future. I mean, something to consider is Serena probably knows that Jimmy kind of likes her. So, unlike Ash, I think Jimmy definitely kind of likes Serena right now. So, unlike Ash, she's actually aware of this. So, I mean, that's going to make her blush. Even though, she's going to be a little oh, about that. But, she still likes Ash, I believe. Is it possible she's now going to be with Jimmy? Maybe. But I believe that's probably not going to be the case, and I feel pretty secure in asserting that. So, as far as the Jimmy question goes, pretty sure Serena is still with Ash, but she's a little embarrassed a bit by what she perceives to be his affection and maybe even a crush that he's developed on her. I mean, I think he was definitely and genuinely impressed by her battle with him. Well, yeah, and the episode 24 preview, as I said, that episode 23 preview, I am really looking forward to that. That is going to be a smashing, darn good battle. It's going to be bam! It's just going to be such a awesome battle. I mean, there's so many reasons that I will watch that episode. I'm not expecting much from Amore shipping in that episode, but I'm expecting a development in the Team Flare plot. I'm expecting that the more and more I see Alan battling Ash, the more and more I think that that Alan is the real rival of the series. Alan is the real rival of the series. I believe the next episode will prove that, because Sawyer, he's kind of like a secondary rival, I guess. I would put him as a kind of Shauna rival. I know, as far as type advantages go, he has a type advantage, but Sawyer just doesn't strike me as the really rival sort, if that makes sense. Alan, actually has an opposite agenda of Ash. So that's been my 2 cents on the bit, and I will see you later next week for an anime review. And also, I got a 1-year anniversary thing to film. I got advanced shipping to finish up, and I got a debate between Pokemon X and Fire Red for my next Nuzlocke. So I will see you later, because I got work to do, and I have a track practice. Okay, enough. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and bye.